Well, hello and welcome back to another bonus episode of Big Business. Today
What
we're reading
voice
out.
was that?
I don't know. We're reading out a DM that's come through to my Big Business podcast Insta, which, by the way, send me a DM if you've got a problem, if you need advice in your workplace, in your business, anywhere. Send it in.
Yeah, and I've got access to the DMs now.
Xander
I didn't
does.
before. I actually did the whole time. I just didn't realise. So you might be hearing from me in the DMs,
Ooh,
which is
look out.
even extra special.
So what have we got today, Xander? Someone has sent through a dilemma.
Yeah, it's tea. It is piping hot,
Oh,
to be quite honest. We are omitting all names from this.
okay.
Because
it
of
is
how
anonymous.
hot it is, yes.
And by the way, if you do DM us, we will keep everything anonymous.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to go saying
No,
who you
no.
are or who you're talking about, what business, what workplace. It will be anonymous. So
Yeah.
send us a question if you have one.
So it says, "Hi Britt, do you have any advice on how to handle someone with a similar business to ours bullying us online? They have publicly spoke on stories about us on podcasts and are now DMing us privately on our personal Instagram. I would love to know how to deal with this, and can you speak on ways to tackle the issue? We are genuinely worried about the backlash that we would receive if we spoke about this online ourselves."
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it? I would love to know more context, not that we do, but I would love to know why the other business is coming after this business. Is it because, did she say that they're similar businesses?
Yes, similar businesses.
Okay, so my assumption here is maybe the other business is saying that this one is copying them or something along those lines, because I feel like I have seen a lot of that on social media
Yeah.
over the years. Like, you see people saying this person's copied this and this
Yeah.
person's copied that.
Well, how is the question from me? Where is the line drawn? Because this is just an example. You look at like cosmetic surgeries where you go get Botox and things like that.
Yeah.
They're all advertising the same. The branding is similar. All those
Yes.
things are very in line with each other.
Yes.
Like, where do you draw that line when the businesses are similar or the same?
It's really hard because, yeah, there's a lot of similar businesses out there. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to, I guess, how much another business is copying another business. Maybe they're copying things word for word. Maybe they've copied a website. Maybe they've copied a video or a style of content. And do you want to know what's funny? Years ago, when I started doing my warehouse videos where I was like walking through the warehouse and talking, I remember so many other businesses then caught on and started doing similar videos. And so many people would tag me and Fate on that person's or those businesses' videos and say, oh, it's giving Fate the label, like Fate the label knockoff or whatever. And I just always laugh those off. But when it comes to businesses copying other businesses, it is a really grey area and it can be super messy. So my advice to this person, and again, I'm just assuming this is what this business is bullying you about, is you might be copying them or they're claiming that you're copying them. I don't ever think it should be a first resort for a business to go public with something like that. And this is more so advice to the other business. If I was in that kind of situation where I felt like another business was copying us and it was becoming an issue, I would go with the private message first. Like, because she said that they've made videos, they're going on podcasts, and then they're DMing them. If that was me and someone was outright copying me or Fate, or I felt like it was becoming an issue, I would reach out to that business first and be like, hey, like, I've noticed this. Can we have a conversation? If this person's just gone straight to posting on social media to kind of like make you look bad, I find that really unprofessional. I think they should have attempted to contact you first and have like a fucking adult discussion.
I think the biggest thing from me, someone who's not involved in business at all, is professionalism matters. And if you're jumping on social media and you're bashing another business, like, it feels very unprofessional.
Yeah.
And even they could, and this is hypothetical, if they were in the right and they had an issue with this other business, it would still look unprofessional and it actually reflects more poorly on them.
Yeah, I definitely think they should have like contacted you first. Again, I don't know the context, and it sucks that they've gone public with it and are kind of like dragging you through the mud. Again, I don't know the context. In terms of like what you can do, and again, I don't know if you, like the person that sent this message, I don't know if you're in the right or if you're in the wrong. I don't know if this other business has every right to be saying that you're doing whatever you're doing. Maybe you're not at all. In that instance, like if I was you and you're worried about your reputation and you're worried about your business, I'd take fucking legal action. If you are genuinely not in the wrong at all, you're not doing anything that other business is claiming, if they are making allegations against your business on social media, on podcasts, I'd be taking that straight to a lawyer. I would be screen recording absolutely everything, every video that they have posted. I'd be screen recording the podcast clips of them slamming your name publicly. I would be screenshotting everything that they've written about you. I'd be screenshotting the messages that they've sent you. And I'd be taking that shit straight to a lawyer.
Sending some cease and desists out.
Absolutely.
Honestly, that scares people.
It does. And I've never been in a position to do something like that. But if you genuinely have done absolutely nothing wrong in this instance and some random business is dragging your name through the dirt, that is extremely unprofessional on their behalf. So that's exactly what I would do. Yes, that's going to cost you money, but at the end of the day, if someone's defaming your name, dragging your name through the dirt, if they're causing damage to your business, potential loss in revenue, just ruining your reputation, that is the first thing I would be doing. I'd be screenshotting everything and speaking with a lawyer and, yeah, sending out a cease and desist.
Have you ever had a business, maybe not to that extent, copy fate?
No, we've never had, like, the closest that we've become to that is just people copying my style of like talking in a video or like walking through a warehouse and being funny, or, you know, there was a period there where I was like kind of bashing people's orders. And then I would see other people doing that and like just being funny in the warehouse.
Those things become trends.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You can't help that. Like, things take off on social media all the time, and if they work for your business and they work for someone else's, like who is anyone to be like, stop doing that?
The most people would comment is like tagging me and be like, you're trying to be like Brittney or whatever. And like, I honestly just see that as a compliment. But this situation that this person is in could be far worse than that. And I don't know the extent, but businesses really do copy like for like. I've seen businesses just copy everything from wording on a website, like the way the website looks, logos and everything. And again, I don't know your situation, but, you know, this is when trademarking comes into play. Like if they're copying or saying that you've copied their business name or whatever, like get your business name trademarked so that it's yours and you own that business name in that category. Make sure everything you're doing is secure. If they're claiming that you've copied a product of theirs, you need to be checking, you know, if the product that business makes is their own, because you can like patent a product so that you own that, so no one can come out with something the same. But I can't really pattern like a dress because a dress is so broad. But if it's like a really specific product, you can own the rights to that product. And therefore no one can come out with anything similar to that.
It's interesting you say that, because when it comes to like fashion and like art per se, there's actually no real strict rules about what you can and can't copy a lot of the time.
And I think we've seen this a lot with MCO Beauty. That company, MCO Beauty, has basically copied and pasted like all the Charlotte Tilbury products and everything, and they've just made it slightly different and they've gotten away with it. So it is a really grey area. But yeah, make sure everything that you do own is yours. Trademark that business name. And if that business is quite literally just dragging you through the dirt for no reason, get a lawyer involved and send them a letter to say, hey, this is what you're doing and you need to stop it. Otherwise, I will be taking legal action.
Yeah, don't play dirty like them.
No, and it's a shame. And I'm sorry to hear that you're going through this. But if you have genuinely done nothing wrong, which I assume you have, because that's why you're reaching out to us, because you're like, what the fuck do I do in this situation? Get a lawyer involved and just send a letter. I don't know how much it costs to have a lawyer just kind of look at a situation and send out one email with a letter. I have no idea. But I think if it was me and I was worried about my business and my reputation and my sales and revenue, I would say it's a small price to pay for even just that mental
load.
Yeah, the mental load that you would be feeling.
Yeah, the grief and you're putting up with every day, it's probably worth it.
Yeah, so that would be my advice to you. And again, I'm just assuming that they would be saying that you're copying them. Like, I don't know if that's actually the scenario, but also I think it's a time to reflect on what you are doing and see if anything is super similar, which again, it probably isn't. Like, this is just me making assumptions, but just make sure that you are doing your own thing and not copying businesses in any way, and like having your own creative take. Even if you own a really similar business, it's important to stand out from the crowd and kind of do your own thing.
Also, the perfect time now to really brainstorm and do something so out there and different that you have never done before, and really fucking nail it and just take the business by the reins and you know, propel it forward like you never have before. Like,
exactly right.
Use it
this
as motivation.
As your fire.
Yeah.
Like, use this fuel as your fire to be the better business. I kind of want to message her back and say, I've answered this in the podcast, but can you tell me like who it is? Because I want to know the tea.
Yeah.
We'll have to get back to her, Xander. But hopefully this helps. Definitely seek legal advice and get a lawyer, solicitor involved, just for your peace of mind even, because I can assure you, again, not that I've ever received one or sent one, but sending out that email from a lawyer saying, hey, these are all the things that you've done. Here's all the times that you've slandered my business. If you don't stop, I'm going to take this further. It will make that person absolutely shit themselves and they will have to delete everything. So that's exactly what I would be doing, and wishing you all the best with it.